All right, what's good, y'all? I go by Digital Crates. I'm representing for HipHopSince1987.com. And we are here with one of the fiercest competitors in the Red Bull Batalla event right here, my guy, Adonys. How you doing today?
What's up, man? How you doing? What's up? What's up? What's up?
Yeah, man, this is a worldwide thing right here. This battle represents freestyle and rap and hip hop music all over the globe. This is really something special that y'all got going on here. Big competition. But as I learned talking to some of y'all a couple of weeks ago, it's not just about this one competition. It's really a lifestyle and something that you guys really put your heart into and your mind. It's really an all-encompassing, amazing thing. I'm really tapped in. I'm excited for what's to come.
I'm excited, man. I'm excited.
Yeah, the next couple of weeks is going to be crazy for y'all. We're tuned in here at Hip Hop Since '87, and we're trying to kind of get our audience more in tune for what you got going on. So for the people that's not tapped in yet, maybe you could kind of tell them your name, where you're from.
All right. My name is Adonys. I was born in the Dominican Republic. I've been in New York, Long Island since I was 11, 10 years old. And freestyle, yeah, like you said, it's not just that one battle. We have a lot of different leagues throughout US. And I'm part of Dioses de la City, is like Gods of the City in New York. And we're just one of the many leagues. There's like 10 or 15 leagues all around with like a lot of guys with skills, a lot of guys that, have a lot of talent, like the rap. And when big things happen like this, like Red Bull, when Red Bull comes to US and they choose me as one of the 16 participants, it's very exciting. It's very exciting.
Yeah, and how did you come up with the name Adonys to like go as your moniker?
That's my middle name.
Oh, okay.
I always wanted to not have an AKA that was not really either directly connected to me, or I didn't want to be I didn't want to be fake about it. So one day I was just like, Adonis is my middle name. That's what they call me at home, so why not? And I like it. I like it because I feel like when people say my name, my MC name, they're not really saying my MC name. They're just calling me, and when I freestyle, I try to project that, it's me. I'm not on top of a character. Like it's just Adonis. Whoever you see freestyling, that's me at any point in my life.
Yeah, and then maybe you could talk about how you got your start, not just with freestyling, but just where does the love for music in general come from?
Like I said, I'm from the Dominican Republic, so over there we're very, like Caribbean. We're always like listening to like dembow. Dembow's like this really. It's kind of like a dance hall, but like faster, and like we're always like listening to stuff. And like since I was little, I listened to a lot of music. So when I came here to US, I remember listening to this was like at the beginning of freestyle movement in Latin America. So I remember seeing a few battles, and I kind of liked it, but not really. So little by little, I started learning the battles that they were having. So I was singing or rapping their battles little by little. So one day I remember doing it by myself, and I just started like connecting two words, and I said like, I don't know, something something, and I was like, oh, okay, I could do this. And then little by little, and that little by little is like 12 years later, here I am.
Wow. And so like over the years, as you've gotten better and connected more and more words, what's like kept you motivated to keep going and improving?
I started freestyling like in, I don't know, I was in seventh, eighth grade. So all throughout eighth, ninth, 10th, all throughout high school, I had a friend of mine. His name is Argelis. Argelis and another friend of mine called Jody. So me and them two we were always freestyling. But we got to a point where, so at that point, that was what was motivating me, them two, because I wanted to be better than them. I was freestyling at school. We're walking home, we're freestyling, we're eating at McDonald's, we're freestyling. But then it got to a point where, life just separated us. So I went to college. My other friend went to college. The other one went to, I think, Miami, and things just, everybody's on their own. At that point in life, I don't know what motivated me to keep going, because I kept freestyling alone. I come out of work, I come out of anywhere, I just put a beat, start freestyling on my way home. And I think it's just love. I really like what I do. And in a lot of situations where I've been like really, really upset about XYZ, I freestyle and I see it as a stress reliever, you know. So at that point, they even tell me to this day when they saw that I qualified for the nationals, they were like, "Dude, you know, I really don't understand what the hell you do. Like, how do you? Why? Like, why do you keep going? You know?" So I think it's just love. I think I just like doing it. I think I know that I'm capable of doing it, and I just do it. I don't know.
And the way you do it is definitely fierce. You're definitely one of like the most kind of feared competitors, I think, coming up in this, especially in this round of the competition. For people though that haven't heard you rap or battle, how would you describe your style? Like not just your freestyle style, but just your rap and music style in general. Like how would you describe your music and your art?
I'm very. I'm not aggressive, and I am not also. So this is what it is with me. The I was at a battle once, and nobody really knew who I was. You know, nobody really knew who Adonys. Who's this kid Adonys? So you know, I can come into a competition. I can look very like, yeah, whatever. Like, you know, sure, yeah, okay, whatever. But then when it gets to the point of like actually freestyling, I'm very technical about what I say. Like, I'm very like, you tell me one thing, like I have an argument for that, and I make sure I tell you, and I make sure the judges know what's going on. You know what I mean? Like I'm not that guy that's just gonna get on top of you and be aggressive and not say anything. You know, you tell me blue and it's red, I'm gonna make sure they understand it's red because of X, Y, Z. You know, so I'm very technical, I would say. Now I don't hold back, but I'm not aggressive about it. I'm very technical and I'm very to the point with it. Strategic, I would say.
Yeah, strategic. So, but you're technical, you're strategic. But what else would you say separates you from other artists that are coming out of this freestyle scene right now?
I have a lot. I'm able to flow a lot with the rhythm. I'm very able to come up and down, switch. You know, my rhythm and my flow are like the one thing that separates me from a lot of people. And also the delivery I got on top of like, let's say you put me like, I don't know, you put on a drill beat. Like those are very hard to deal with because the tempo is very like,
Mm-hmm.
so you got to be able to deal with that. I'm very okay on top of those beats, and that separates me from a lot of people, especially
Okay.
here in US where like, you know, not a lot of guys are able to, you know, flow even in a trap instrumental, you know. So that's one thing that separates me a lot.
Yeah, and in doing my research, I've seen that there's a lot of different styles of the battles. For instance, I've seen people battle over a beat, like you mentioned. I've seen people battling over somebody doing beatbox. People battling a cappella with no beat or beatboxing. What's like your favorite mode of battle? With all that said.
I like the boom bop like instrumental, like something that's like really underground from the 90s, or like some trap where I could, you know, use what I know and kind of my like advantage or my skill over others. A cappella I don't really like a lot because I don't know. I feel like you're coming like if we have 3 rounds and the first 2 rounds are with an instrumental, the third is it's an acapella, and it's like I don't know. All the hype comes down. I feel like, and you got to like concentrate on what you're saying. Now you can't have a fill up line because you know there's no instrumental, so you got to like your 4 bars got to be like almost perfect, coherent. So it asks for more from you, you know. So sometimes that could be a little demotivating, you know, if you're battling someone that's good as you. So I would say on a beat, a drill beat, a trap, you know, 90s like some Mob Deep instrumental that you could like
Yeah.
really punch, you know, something like that.
Yeah, shout out to Mob Deep, man. Havoc, one of the greatest. You know, with battles, I mean, this is obviously a big one coming up. Shout out to Red Bull for really enhancing this culture with this competition. How do you prepare, not just for these big battles, but just for, you know, maybe even somebody you might walk down the street and you might see an MC. You know, New York is full of rappers. How do you prepare
Yeah.
to stay ready for battle mode?
So actually the preparation for Red Bull Batalla and for like any competition is kind of the same. Just the Red Bull Batalla is more it's a little stricter because it's literally the top of the top is the mecca of freestyle Latin America. So, you know, right now, what I started doing about, I don't know, a week ago, when I found out that I was like part of it and I was going to be part of the 16, I like playing basketball a lot. So I play a lot of basketball right now. That's one thing that disconnects me from everything that's going on in my personal life, and that helps me to like keep focused on what I got coming up. I'm reading a book right now, not because I love books, but just because I know that reading is going to enhance my vocabulary, and etc. And I think the most important thing is to understand and be mentally there, because a lot of times we're taught, like I'm talking to you right now, and I could be thinking about any other thing. My words can be coming out of my mouth and you could be understanding what I'm saying, but mentally I'm not here. So I have to make sure that September 18th, when there's 3 minutes left and we're gonna go live, that I am mentally there and that I'm able to understand what's happening. Because if that's not the case, any nice bar from another person, any punchline that's gonna be like demolishing, could really just make me lose my focus.
Yeah.
And I think that's it. I think it's just make sure that you're mentally there whenever you have to be. And prior to right now, what I'm doing is just I'm going to work, I'm coming back home, just relaxing. If I gotta play some basketball, I go play ball, watching some documentaries and here and there when I can. But it's more of everybody's different.
Yeah.
I know guys that right now are really like in the chamber, they're just getting ready, they're just rapping right now, and I understand that. But I'm more of a mental guy. Like I got to be ready mentally, and then everything else is gonna flow.
Now, what about like the technical process? Like, do you write like raps, or is it really everything off the dome?
We can't write. We cannot. And I say it again, we cannot write, and I'll explain why. I could write 16 bars right now. I could rap with an MC at any point in my life, and those 16 bars can come out. The only problem with Red Bull is that, I wouldn't say problem, but the only difficulty that we would have is that the format is not free. When I mean free is like, they're not going to give you go ahead, throw your 16 bars. No, it's going to be like, you have a minute, and in those 60 seconds, you have 6 words every 10 seconds. So if they come up with the word, I don't know, apple, and my 16 bars have something to do with Apollo 13, they have nothing to do. You know what I mean? So the judges would know that. The judges would know, okay, so the word is apple, and he just said this. Those things have nothing to do. So you automatically get a 0 for those 4 bars. So we can't write, we can't write. I write because I like making music.
Yeah.
I like recording and stuff, but those two things don't go hand in hand. When I'm freestyling, I'm freestyling. I'm in the mood. Throw at me whatever you got. There's a format. There's a format called kickback. So the first line, you ask me a question. The other 3 lines, I answer the question. I could write everything I want, and if you ask me a question that has nothing to do with my bars, that's it. I can't use that. So I don't do it to battle. I do it because I like music.
Yeah, and that was kind of going to be my next question: is how do you balance making music and freestyling, and kind of separating those different parts of your brain? Is it ever like when you're at the studio, like recording music, do you ever come up with a line and you're like, oh, I might need to save that one? Like how does that balance work?
I don't do it consciously. Like my head is not like, all right, I got to save this one. But there might be a time when I'm freestyling and I think of the concept of what I said 3 years ago when I was, you know what I mean? And that might come out, but I don't do it consciously because I'm a guy that's like, I like freestyle as it is. Like I like freestyling. Like I like being blank from the head, and it's like, you throw me a water bottle out of nowhere, freestyling. Like I like that, I feel like that's the essence of freestyle. And for me, it's a little easier to deal with music and freestyle because it's like, I like music and I like making music, but I'm not like fully into the studio. Like I'm not fully like with headphones on, like recording. Yeah, I have a few things here and there, but it's more of like writing verses for myself and things like that. So, I can separate it easier when it comes to that.
And do you have any music out right now that you would want the people to go check out that are watching this interview?
I don't have any music right now. That's one of the things that everybody is kind of like pushing me to, because I have a lot of skills, I have a lot of talent, and I need to, take advantage of that. So unfortunately, I don't have any music out right now, but hopefully in the next month or 2, we'll have something ready.
Okay, so we got the Red Bull event coming up in a couple of weeks. What's next after that? Like, what's coming down the pipeline throughout the end of the year?
There's about 4 or 5 more battles. I'm flying to San Francisco in November. I got Sangre Inca. That's like another big event, another another huge competition. So I'm going there. October, there's like 2 or 3 other battles locally that we have here. And all throughout December, we're gonna have battles coming up. My main two right now are Red Bull Batalla, and coming back, flying again to San Francisco for Sangre Inca.
Okay, and then past all that, which is really, that's a big fall and winter coming up. What's some of your future goals with the music and with the freestyling? Like, where do you see this taking you down the line in the next couple of years?
I'm looking for traveling out of the states, like out of the country, and bringing something big back. First, second, or third. That's my mentality. And then I want to get into making a lot of more music, because you can only go so far with freestyle. There's a whole movement in Latin America, and there's guys that live off of freestyle, and it's cool, but you can only go so far. So I want to be able to do that crossover, make that crossover from freestyling to like actually having a concept and putting it in a 3-minute instrumental and actually connecting with people. Because yeah, I can freestyle, and I can pretty much freestyle with anything you give me, but that might not connect as much as me sitting down writing a 3-minute, and it's a little different. It's a little more personal. So I want to be able to make music. I'm going to try to make something before the year ends. That way, starting next year, I'm like, on track of just making music for people and for myself.
And our website, HipHopSince1987, we have a lot of our audiences, actual young rappers, singers, artists, producers, DJs. For those that are trying to come up in the game, is there any advice you could give to them?
Just be yourself. Whoever is telling you you got to do what so and so is doing, you got to do what so and so is doing. Whatever so and so is doing is working because they did it, not because, you know what I mean. So you just be yourself. You got to be very smart. You got to be very strategic about connections, because I'm probably the only one out of the 16 competitors at Red Bull Batalla that has not come out of New York to battle. I have not gone out of New York. In some way, somehow, my name is out there.
Yeah.
So either I'm doing something really good here, or there's another thing. I have a lot of people that I know. I have a lot of, connections. I have a lot of things that I know. Like sometimes guys from like Boston, Miami, Texas come over to New York, and, we're battling, and then we get to know each other. And then next thing you know, 4 of them stay at my house. And I'm like, all right, just stay over, this and that. So you got to be smart with what you're doing. It's not just art. We love art. We love freestyle. We love rap, hip hop. But it's not just that. There's a lot more into it. This is a business, and you got to be able to project your name, project who you are and what you're doing to other people. Because otherwise, you could be, the best rapper out there. You could be the best pop singer out there. And if nobody knows you, then that's it. Nobody knows. Just be yourself and try to connect with others so that the world gets to know you.
And this is a hip hop website. So before we kind of wrap up, I don't know if you got any shout outs, any of those people that you've built these relationships that you want to thank, or anything like that.
I want to shout out to the one guy that just gave me a mic the first time I wanted to compete, like semi-professional. We went to a little studio. I didn't know this guy, and I'm coming up the stairs, and I'm like, "Yo, I'm here. Where you at?" He's like, "Yo, come in." I come in. The first thing he gives was a mic, and I was it was mesmerized, and I was like, "Oh shit, I'm really about to rap here." His name is Dilemma. He's the organizer for a main league here in New York. Dilemma. Shout out to Dilemma. Shout out to Adonys, Jody. Those guys were the ones that gave me the fundamentals, to rapping and stuff. And really, all of my friends that are really tired of me. They're really tired of hearing me rapping every single day, every single second. I'm like, yo, put a beat on. And I'm rapping. They probably know that at this point, they probably know what I'm saying. They probably know what I'm going to say. It's like I've been rapping to them for 5 years. So shout out to all my friends. And I'm here. I'm ready.
Yes, sir. You got any last words before we wrap up?
No, man, just thank you. Thank you. This is huge for US. I don't think people understand how big this is in Latin America. Like this is you know, the Red Bull Batalla is putting in 20,000, 30,000 people in the stadium just to hear others rap freestyle. You know, this is huge, and we're in US, man. This is dollars. There's a lot of money here, so thank you guys. This is huge for us, and you know, hope for the best.
Yeah, and big shout out to Red Bull. I mean, this is really, really an important event coming up. Everyone here at Hip Hop Since '87, we're immersed in the battle culture and the freestyling culture. It really represents pure element of hip hop, just kind of coming off the top to a hot beat and going, you know, toe to toe. That healthy competition, as well as the community, is so important. And yeah, and the money's there too. So
there's a lot of things happening, man. There's a lot of things. This is just the beginning, and you know, the beginning started really, really good. So I'm really excited to see what's coming up, man. And I want to be part of it. You know, I want to be there when everything goes off, when everything goes mayhem. I want to be part of it.
Yeah, well, you're definitely got your foot in the door, and you're becoming a cornerstone of this culture. Want to salute to you, and thank you so much for taking this time today, Adonys. Before we wrap up, maybe you could just tell the people where they could follow you.
Instagram, Adonys _YS. The Adonys is one YS and then underscore YS. ADONYS _YS. You guys could also follow Dioses de la City, just like that. Dioses de la City. That's the league. And see you there.
All right. Good luck in the upcoming battle, man. Peace.
Thank you, man. See you.